Once upon a time, in the heart of a very scary hamlet, the air was thick with the scent of decay, a mixture of rotting vegetation and stagnant water. An abandoned well that lay to the edge of a coastline called DeKKI. This had always been a place of unease, its people wary of venturing beyond the familiar confines of their homes. Mariama stood at the edge of the forest. The fear of the whispering well enveloped her consciousness. Her mother's illness had grown steadily worse, and the village healers were at a loss. The only hope, they said, lay in the heart of JINNEH, a place that the elders warned was touched by dark spirits and ancient curses. But Mariama had no choice. She set out for an insane journey, accompanied with a flickering lantern, lighting her path through shadows across the twisted mangroves and muddy waters that lay beyond. Taking a deep breath, she stepped forward, her feet sinking in the soft, sucking mud. The further she walked, the more the world around her seemed unreal. The air grew heavier, the whispers more insistent, as if the very land itself was alive and watching her every move. Mariama's heart pounded in her chest, the sound of her own heartbeat seeming to mingle with the scary murmurs that surrounded her. As she pushed deeper into the heart of JINNEH, the landscape grew more bizarre and unsettling. Leafless trees reached up towards the sky like skeletal fingers, their branches tangled and intertwined. The water, once a muddy brown, now seemed to be inked with blood. Mariama paused, her breath catching in her throat. In the distance, she could see the faint outline of the whispering well, its dark circular opening yearning like the claws of an ancient beast. The whispers were louder here, a haunting refrain that seemed to echo from the very depths of the well itself. Calming her nerves, Mariama moved forward, her steps slow and cautious. The air grew colder, the shadows deeper, and a sense of unease crept up her spine. She could feel the weight of unseen eyes upon her, as if the very forest was watching her every move. As she approached the well, the whispers grew deafening, a cacophony of voices that seemed to speak directly to her heart. Mariama paused, grabbing the lantern tightly, as a shiver of fear navigated through her body. Who dares to trespass in the domain of the whispering well? A voice echoed, deep and resonant, cutting through the center of whispers. Mariama turned around, her eyes searching the shadows for the source of this voice. Her breath caught in her throat as a figure materialized before her, her eyes gleaming, steaming like the sun. I have come seeking a cure for my mother's illness, Mariama stammered, her voice trembling. The village healers have tried everything, but her condition only grows worse. The figure moved closer, her movements fluid and graceful, yet there was a sense of power and menace that radiated from it. Mariama could feel the weight of Nanyima's grace, as if it was peering into the depths of her soul. You have ventured into a realm that few dare to tread, child of DeKKI, Nanyima spoke, her voice soft yet commanding. The whispering well holds many secrets, and the price for its knowledge is very, very steep. Mariama swallowed hard, her mouth suddenly dry. I'll pay any price, she said, her desperation evident in her tone. My mother's life is all that matters to me, she cried. Nanyima regarded her with a speculative gaze, her lips curving into a faint smile. So be it, she said, her voice echoing with a power that seemed to reverberate through every air around them. But know this, child of DeKKI, the price you pay may be more than you are willing to bear. Mariama felt a chill run down her spine, but she stood her ground. I am ready, she said, her voice steadier than she had expected. Nanyima nodded, her eyes burning with light. Then step forward and let the bargain begin. Mariama took a deep breath and moved closer to the well, the whispers growing louder and more insistent with every step. As she walked into the dark, circular opening, she could feel the weight of the ancient power that lay within, a force that seemed to both draw her in and fill her with a sense of dread. Without hesitation, Mariama led herself into the well. A sudden spirit reached out to her and sent a jolt of energy through her body. In that moment, the whispers of the well reached a fever pitch, and Mariama felt a strange sensation, as if a part of her was being pulled away. As the ritual concluded, Nanyima made a cruel laugh, affirming the end of the ritual, her voice echoing through the silence that had befallen over the cursed land. Your mother's health has been restored, but you have paid the price, child of the Kurab. The whispering well has claimed a part of you, and its whispers will haunt you forevermore. Mariama stared at Nanyima, her heart pounding in her chest, a sense of unease and regret already beginning to take hold. But her mother's face, pale and dead-looking, flashed in her mind, and she knew she had made the right choice no matter the cost. With a deep breath, she turned and began the long journey back home. The journey back home was terrifying. Images of the whispering well constantly appeared in her thoughts. Reminder, the bargain she had struck. Mariama returned home, and indeed her mother's health was restored. However, the cost weighed heavily on her soul. She forgot her childhood memories, the taste of mangoes, the laughter of friends. Her days blurred into a grey haze, and her nights were haunted by nightmares of drowning into the miserable well. One full moon, Nanyima returned. The debt is due, she whispered. Bring me a soul, a pure one, for the spirits of the well are hungry. Torn between love for her mother and the fear of the spirits, Mariama's heart started to pound as if the whispers were manufactured in her septum, urging her to fulfill the bargain. And so she thought of a plan and ended up luring a wandering traveler, a kind-hearted man named Suleiman, into the whispering well. Mariama spoke of its beauty, fortune, and secrets, and Suleiman listened with curiosity and wonder. As they walked through the night near the horror, Mariama led Suleiman towards Nanyima's den. Something changed. Suleiman's eyes widened in realization, and he whispered, "You betrayed me." Nanyima emerged from the shadows, her laughter echoing through the night. "A soul for a soul," she declared. Mariama watched in horror as Nanyima's fingers tightened around Suleiman's throat. She had thought herself clever, sacrificing a stranger to save her mother. But Nanyima knew the truth. The price of betrayal was steeper than any mortal can imagine. Suleiman's soul tormented, torn between agony and anger. "You will pay," he hissed at Mariama, "in this life and in the next." And so Nanyima cleared her due. Mariama's memories returned, the taste of mangoes, the laughter of friends, but they were tainted with guilt. The whispers never ceased, and the well hungered for more. Mariama became a restless wanderer. For every year, on the anniversary of Suleiman's death, the whispering well stirred. Its water turned blood red, and Nanyima emerged once more. She sought Mariama, who spent the rest of her days finding a way to break the curse. But the whispers grew louder, urging her to find another victim. The villagers murmured of the haunted woman who roamed the woods, her eyes haunted by regret. And to this day, if you venture into the whispering well, you might hear Mariama's voice, crying, which serves as a warning to those who seek desperate bargains and the trouble cost of betrayal.